Can I ask a dumb one?
Are you going to ask a dumb person or is it a dumb question? This is my favorite kind of dumb question because it does seem like a kind of a dumb question, but it's like the smartest dumb question. I love it. So let's hear it.
Okay, I completely understand Roth versus traditional 401ks. Like I've been maxing out my 401k. Um, I'm a little bit confused between traditional IRA and Roth IRA. Roth IRA makes sense, right? Because you're taxed on the principal that you invest or whatever, which makes sense to me because it's like, okay, I get the money in my checking account, then I transfer it to my Schwab account, then I invest it in a Roth IRA. That makes logical sense to me. I don't understand the logistics of how you would invest in a traditional IRA because the traditional IRA is supposed to be you're investing pre-tax money. But like, how am I getting the money to be pre-taxed? Because all the money that hits my Chase account is already taxed. Like, how are you logistically getting it to be pre-tax? Like, does that make sense? I'm so confused because with my 401k, it makes sense because they're pulling it out of my company, like, because it's company related. So I guess, like, if you do traditional 401k, like, I understand how that money could be pre-tax. I don't know. I'm like confused on how that could make sense.
Love that, Kathy. So that question was from Kathy. That's like, I think that's my favorite question so far because it just gets to the core of how this shit is so abstract. And you're like pre-tax and post-tax. And she's exactly right. You're like, okay, after your company withholds all the taxes from your paycheck, whatever shows up in your checking account, that's the post-tax money. Then, if you put into your Roth IRA, that's post-tax. Great, makes sense, never taxed again. But then pre-tax, wait, it's already post-tax. So if I make a contribution, like if I transfer money from my checking account post-tax to my traditional IRA, supposed to be pre-tax, how does that work? And I love this question, great question, and I'll give you the answer. And I know the answer, and it's actually pretty simple. And the answer is you settle up at tax time. So the money that your company withholds is just purely a guess. And that money that shows up in your check account, it feels like it's post-tax because that guess is usually pretty good, but it's not. What happens at tax time is you submit the forms to the government. You send them your W-2. How much money was withheld? How much money do you take home? You submit them your tax documents from your investments. You sell them how much money you put into IRAs and Roth IRAs or traditional IRAs, and yada, yada, yada. And then through the formulas provided by the IRS or your tax software or doing the calculations manually on your tax forms, you come up with a number and you say, hey, I have overpaid my taxes by 1,000 or I've underpaid my taxes by 1,000. If I've overpaid, the government sends you a rebate check as a tax refund. If you've underpaid, you have to go pay more money to the government. And so everything up until tax time is purely a guess. The withholding's a guess, everything's a guess. When you actually get your bill, you get your receipt at the end of the year, that's when you settle up. And so if you made that contribution to your traditional IRA at tax time, you're going to submit a form. And let's say you're using TurboTax or some tax software, it's going to say, hey, good news, you put money in your checking account into your traditional IRA. That means you get to lower your tax burden this year. I'm going to send you back a refund check that's going to be $500 more than it would have been otherwise. That's how it becomes pre-tax money, even though it doesn't exactly follow the flow from, payroll to withholding to checking account to traditional IRA. You settle up at tax time and then you get the money back then. That's how it works.
Wow. You're getting really good.
It's a good question. It's the kind of question I love because it also confounds me because you're like, how does this actually work? And I think Kathy kind of like was as exasperated as I am about all this stuff. And so as I'm coughing, as I'm talking. So I love that question. Thanks, Kathy. And
Amazing.
by the way, if you want to submit your own question, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take a selfie with your camera. Make it between 30 and 60 seconds. Kathy's was just over 60 seconds, so that's not terrible. But yeah, 30 to 60 seconds. Send it to us at
podcast@personalfinanceclub.com or DM us on Instagram.
Yeah, or DM us on Instagram. And we'll include your audio and your video and say your name and your city, and we'll make it all fun.
Yay, that sounds fun. Okay.